If you are in the market to buy a house right now and your head is not spinning, congratulations, because it has been a whirlwind of a couple of years for home buyers all across the country, including right here in Chattanooga. But thank goodness for you, there are wonderful realtors who are happy to help, and they're thinking ahead of how to make your home buying purchase successful, including Mark Hite, who's on the show with us today from the Mark Hite team. Good to see you.
Good morning.
I guess you're part realtor and you're part just innovator, really, Mark. That's kind of what you've become.
You know, in this line of work, if you're not innovating, you're going backwards. And so, you know, the pressure to produce and to help folks is pretty intense some days.
So it's been, oh gosh, 2 or 3 years ago, I'd say now, that you began to do this Coming Soon.
Exactly.
And I know that you're not the only one who does it, but you were one of the first ones I knew of to do it.
We did. We launched Coming Soon before we got into the COVID and this, you know, shrunk down inventory.
Right.
And we find, and our clients find, that when you're working with us, because the number of homes we list, you know, for sale, we actually have access to homes before you ever see them on Zillow, you know, or Realtor.com or any of those public portals. So often folks are just waiting for them to pop up active.
Right.
But you come to Mark Hite Homes, go to our Coming Soon page, and you can actually see homes that maybe 2-3 weeks before they come on the market.
Okay, but then didn't you also tell me that you're able to also access the Coming Soons of other realtors too? Did I get that right?
You got that perfectly right, because as realtors working in the multiple listing service, we have the ability to share with other realtors, not with the public, but with other realtors, what they have coming soon.
Okay.
So every morning my buyer's agents start with the hot sheet to see what's coming, not just what's there that they're going to go compete with 20 other families, but what may be coming in the future. Go ahead and get their buyer clients to drive by, see if they like the neighborhood. Let's go ahead and plan and schedule our showing for the morning that it comes live.
Okay, remind me, because I want to cover something else, but I want to come back to the buyer agent, so don't let me forget that. Okay, so you've got the Coming Soon side of things, but then you've also begun that innovative side of you again to do this guaranteed offer. That's also benefiting people, because sometimes these houses never even make it to market.
You're absolutely right. I bought a home in North Georgia last Monday, and a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and so I shared with my team what we are going to do with the house and what renovations it's going to get. Well, because I own the house, I have the ability to show the house before it ever goes on the market. So in this case, one of our buyer's agents had a young couple that were looking for this size, so they got to come in and look at it before we've started the work. So we went through, this is what we're going to do with the house, and we have a contract this morning, Julie, on that house, and so those kids will get their house April 20th.
Okay, what if those kids came to you and they said, oh, this is what we want, but our vision of it would be this. Can they put their own touch on it?
It's going to be, well, yes, is the answer. But they're going to have some skin in the game. So if they're starting to make decisions like, we want this bath updated and I wasn't planning to update it, or we want a walk-in shower, then we can get the costs with their contractor. They're going to need some non-refundable earnest money. But yes, we actually do that.
Yeah, okay, because that's kind of the name of the game, is to be the first one to the table.
Absolutely.
Even though we hear that things are opening up, and I think you told me once that in 2021 we had an incredibly high inventory of houses sold.
Yes.
But it's not that the market's not moving, it's just moving in a very different way than it used to.
Right. Where used to you would get up and you would see homes that had been, on a public portal for weeks. Well, the same number, large numbers are coming to market, but they may only be there an hour or a day before they go under contract. And so if you're just waiting like whack-a-mole for a house to pop up to rush over there and see if it's going to fit, then you're not as likely to get the home.
Right.
But if you're working back to the, with a dedicated full-time buyer's representative who's got their nose under the tent every day looking for new product or product that may fit your needs or maybe could be modified.
Right.
I contracted one yesterday in Ooltewah, a single level, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that needs some updates. I mean, you can't get much more popular with that than a pool.
Right.
And it has a pool. So at some point, you know, it's very likely that house will have a buyer.
Okay, so back to these buyer's agents then that you're talking about. That's the whole thing. You referenced the Mark Hite team.
Right.
People are kind of super specialized within your team, aren't they?
Absolutely. I believe if you do the same thing all day long, just like you're a professional. This is what you do for a living. The same is true with realtors. If you work with home buyers all day long, or home sellers all day long, or maybe you're in the lead generation part where you're making phone calls all day long, you become an expert. So I have a team of 5 buyer specialists who do nothing but look for properties for their clients.
Okay, so does that mean if someone comes to you and they say, this young couple, we're in the market to buy a house, they are assigned essentially to one of your buyers, and then the minute that buyer gets in the morning, they're kind of surveying the field and reporting back to their client?
That's absolutely. They are a designated representative. You know, it's a formal, you know, pledge to represent their best interest.
Okay.
And most importantly, they have an advocate. So whether they buy a property that I own or you own or someone else owns, they've got a dedicated advocate for them, and that's really important.
I do have less than a minute left, but back to the guaranteed offer. That also is beneficial for people who are selling a house and buying another one, because in 30 seconds they know that you're going to buy it.
Absolutely. I did 2 last month where I bought houses so that those folks could buy homes with one of our buyer's agents.
So here is how you can find the team. As he always says, call me today. It is the Mark Hite team down on West Main Street. 265-0088 is the phone number. If you want to reach him, it's 667-9385, and online it's markhitehomes.com. Yours could be one of those homes. Thank you, Mark.